Who is General Pong Krell? This Basilisk Jedi is about getting results, and indeed his battlefield record lists many key victories in the Clone Wars. He has an unshakable confidence in his methods, and he will brook no insubordination among his charges. In his personal combat, he can be ferocious. His giant arms carry two double-ended lightsabers, making him extremely dangerous in close quarters. Pong Krell's reputation as a successful general is also well known to the fact that his casualty rates of clone troopers are the highest in command. That is noted, I believe, when Fives and Rex realize that they are now under the guidance or are now working underneath Pong Krell when the 501st works with him on the Battle of Umbara, which is where Pong Krell ends up dying. Pong Krell was born on Ujum, which is a mid-rim planet, I believe. I may be having that wrong. But like you said, he is a very successful general at a cost. Clones. And clones know that because obviously they're only here to fight the war. This is something we realize as we go through Star Wars. But interestingly enough, something I want to talk about is that even though he has a high success rate at a high cost, the Empire also has a high success rate at a high cost. It costs them all the Jedi and the Republic to establish the Republic, which is something that Pong Krell was able to foresee. That he saw at the end of the Jedi that a new power would take place in the wake of the Jedi and the Republic. And I'm kind of wondering how many other Jedi, were able to see this. Pong Krell was able to foresee this. Does that mean other Jedi were able to see it, or how many Jedi, had the inclination of the end of the Jedi with the Clone Wars? Of course, I think we'll get to know more about this in the Bad Batch, and I hope characters like Pong Krell are brought up in the Bad Batch. I would love to see Pong Krell expanded upon in lots of different ways, get more in depth about his military tactics, his old military excursions. They say he has multiple victories in the Clone Wars, but we don't know which ones those are, or they're just not stated, or they're part of expanded universe at this point. I love the fact that he was able to see the end of the Jedi. Could there be something correlated with Pong Krell having very, malicious tendencies with his clone troopers, that, we have something to achieve, and that, also correlates with the dark side, that in order to achieve good, you must also do dark, which, means in terms of the clones, high death rates, but at the same time, we won the battle. I've always wondered if there's something correlated with that in terms of creating the character of Pong Krell, that even though he does good, he still does lots of bad as well, which, like I said, ultimately ends up in him falling to the dark side. I believe Pong Krell's legacy is known as he was a great general in the Clone Wars, but ultimately falls to the dark side, betraying the Jedi, attempting to kill members of the 501st Legion and Anakin, and I believe Obi-Wan in his few series in the Clone Wars. But nonetheless, I think this character is super cool. Like I said, I would love to see this character expanded upon in lots of ways. Who was his master? That may be stated, I just may not know it. But, who was his master? The other battles that he was in, the military tactics, kind of get into that stuff. What was it like being underneath Pong Krell and for the clone troopers, besides the couple episodes that we have. But nonetheless, super cool character. I would love to see more. And of course, until next video, goodbye.